Hello, everybody. Can you believe this incredible backdrop here? I am at Lake Cumberland, Kentucky, at my parents' lake house, and been having a great week with my kids, my two boys, and also one of my patients from Living Proof, Mary, who's become a close friend of mine. So we've been having fun talking about detox retreats, and I do plan on doing like a scheduled video blog once a week to answer questions. But I can chime in and answer questions anytime. But one of our group members wrote in the group today. She had some really good questions, and when I was planning this video blog, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to cover. So I think I'll just start with her questions. I think that they are questions that a lot of people have, and so keep them coming. Maybe I'll put out a feeler weekly of what questions might come up in the group and then address them all to you guys collectively. So, well, first this is so cool. I actually recorded the webinar exactly 1 week ago to the hour, to the minute, to the second. It's 6:30 on Thursday night, and the webinar was recorded a week ago today. So I'm not as nervous. That's a good thing. I still have some brain fog. I have a lot of upper circulation things going on, so I'm feeling pooling in the forehead and the sinuses, but still good, full of energy and happy and feeling so loved and supported through all of this. So for you guys who aren't aware, I'm no longer with Living Proof, and actually that webinar has been removed from YouTube. So no worries, on to bigger and better things, and I feel like here is a much more open forum for me to speak my mind and maybe get into some of the juicy spiritual stuff that I know a lot of you guys are interested in as well. So, all right, Becky Linger, thank you very much for the questions. They're really good. So I'm going to just kind of go through the list of them and read them one at a time and then do my best to answer. Just so you guys know, I'm no authority in this. I'm just kind of going through it with you. And I started my official detox about 2 weeks ago. When I got back from training, I did an 18-hour dry fast and then started on the herbs. And that's really when things opened up for me. So I had been doing fruit for about 3 months and actually kind of got bloated. I don't know, retained water. I kind of blew up. I felt like a piece of fruit. I was juicy and felt good. And I believed so intuitively in the process that I just kind of kept with it. But I wasn't doing any of the herbs, and the herbs are game changers. So as soon as I started taking the herbs, I flushed about 10 pounds, and I'm certain that was all water. So kind of digging into the deeper fat layers, which of course is where all of our toxins are stored. So yeah, stay tuned to my detox journey as far as the herbs are concerned. But the fruits, that's step number one. Fall in love with the fruits, do the food combining, get into lymphatic movement. Make sure your kidneys are filtering. If you have any questions about that, do look at the section 2 of the binder. And I will be uploading the updated version that will be branded for EV Wellness, which is Energy, Vitality, Wellness, and also my initials. How cool is that? Anyways, I'll be uploading the update tomorrow when I get home from this beautiful paradise that I hope to share with a lot of you guys. Okay, so Becky's first question: what if a person chooses to not buy organic, especially on the berries listed as organic only on the page, on the one-page diet program? I do understand it's highly recommended, but all organic fruit, especially in the summer when non-organic is so much less expensive, can be costly. Also, I worry that just buying even non-organic fresh fruit in seasons other than summer will break the bank. Yeah, fruit, I've found that to be true as well. So when I was eating a high meat diet, it was the meat, the high quality grass-fed beef and pastured eggs and wild caught fish, all of that was super, super expensive. But since, probably a decade ago, have really cut corners and made food my number one priority. So, I turned off my landline, I buy Goodwill clothes, and I make all kinds of concessions so that I can buy Cadillac food. So that's the first thing I want to say. And then, with organic, there's two things that you're going to benefit from. You're going to obviously reduce the toxic load coming in through the fruits and vegetables. But also by law, if it's certified organic, if you're seeing that label, either green or black label on the package, by law it cannot have any genetically modified ingredients. And GMOs are bad news. And also I just want to support the movement, the organic movement. In line with that point, I think ultimately where we need to head is growing our own food or co-oping with people who are. And this is really important to me. So one of the things that I have brewing up is a CSA, gardening classes, food prep classes. You know, how can we make sustainable living affordable, manageable with our lives and our lifestyles? And obviously, you don't know the source. Even if it says organic, do we really know what they're doing there? I mean, hopefully. I mean, we're paying good money for that stuff. And then also the other quick solution, if you're not buying organic, is just to make a basin of filtered water, throw in some clear vinegar, white vinegar, or apple cider vinegar, I guess it really doesn't matter, and let those things soak for about 10 minutes, and then they're good to go. And oh my goodness, if you guys have never juiced grapes, oh, who knew? It was like mind-blowingly delicious. I had no idea it could be so delicious fresh, and I juiced everything, the stems and everything, and I put a little lime juice and a little ginger in there. It was the bomb. And that was like my dinner. I feel pretty good on grape juice. Who knew? Thanks to the herbs. I don't think I could have done that, a couple weeks ago, but the herbs really are helping. Okay, number 2. Do most people lose a lot of weight on this program and even have a hard time losing too much weight? The only calorie-dense food I see is avocado, and I worry that I might lose too much weight like I did on the LPI protocol. I was 93 pounds when I stopped. Most people cannot understand how it feels to lose too much weight. Yeah, big issue, and it's malabsorption. So when we talk about the fruit diet, what we're doing is moving out the stuff in the body that shouldn't be there so that we can absorb the nutrients coming in. If you are underweight, you are malabsorbed. And this protocol is going to help with that utilization issue. So stay with it. Like I said, I dropped 10 pounds quickly. It was water weight, but I need to lose weight. I still have maybe 10, 15 pounds to be really where I need to be, but I don't weigh myself. I'm not focused on weight at this point. I just want to feel good. And so will you put on weight? Yeah, because you're going to absorb and utilize your nutrients coming in. And all nutrient-dense foods are in this program. So your raw fruits, your juices, and even some salads and things like that. So it is very nutrient-dense. If you're losing weight, your body's going to go through a recalibrating period. So just be patient. We'll get you there. Number 3, does SIBO require a special protocol or foods limiting some of the fruit and vegetables? Has this diet been shown to be effective for most cases of SIBO? Absolutely. SIBO is a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I have it as well. I probably have had it for decades through all of my crazy dieting. So it's an overgrowth of bacteria. Could be caused from medications, but usually because of bad food combinations, poor food quality, and even thoughts, I mean, we can get into the spiritual stuff, but yeah, SIBO, like everything else, it's the same protocol. Get the kidneys filtering, alkalize the lymph, support the adrenals, that's huge, and then just clear out that terrain, it's huge. So as you're clearing out and alkalizing and utilizing these bad bacteria, these parasites, these microbes in the body that shouldn't be there, have no environment to thrive and proliferate. They have to go. So you're going to flush all that out. As far as how long it takes, I suppose it depends on how intense you are in your detox. You could try, of course, the fasting levels to make it a deeper detox. And then also just, how quickly are you able to incorporate some of the detox practices that actually, just when I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and upload the other 2 sections of the binder, because who am I to say you guys aren't ready for that? I do believe that you need some guidance with some of these things, like the enemas and, douching, and it's your body, get to know it. So I've been doing both of those things now for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and upload those 2 sections tomorrow so that you guys have the whole picture and you can do this. And if you need support, then you know how to get a hold of me. All right, so, man, I've got 15% and I want to get through this. And my teenager's in there. He's my tech guy, but I might have to pause. Anyways, I gotta learn how to do this. So, okay, the retreat you mentioned, still a possibility. Yes, absolutely, and you're looking at it. So Lake Cumberland. I'm also looking at a property in Clarksville, Ohio. That would be a really nice space for gardening classes and food prep classes, but also one-on-one retreats. So you get a whole weekend with me and we just have fun together and talk detox and get through the emotional stuff, and can't wait. I mean, that's just what I'm born to do. I just want to connect with you guys, hear your stories, and then pack those stories up in a little package and ship them off. All right, so number 5, everybody I've seen who has posted so far about doing the diet acts like changing your diet to eating fruit and vegetables has been easy for them. The work involved in a fruit and vegetable diet is much less than most other diets, but I'm talking about the personal transition to not eating foods they have been used to eating, even addictive foods like ice cream and chocolate. This is the biggest challenge for me, especially considering my family eats normal food, mostly standard American diet, and has no desire to change. I know. Are you going to offer this kind of support for this? Yes. What I will say is I've been there. I know how that is. I have a big blended family. There's 7 of us, and it was like just it was chaotic for a long time. But I got peace in myself and my body. And then once they see, what I'm doing, or if I just have those things prepped, and, if you have bright colored things chopped up and little ones, they're going to go for them. You're not going to necessarily change anybody, but just focus on yourself. Fall in love with yourself, date yourself, get to know your body, get into you, and then, just let other people, if they're interested, ask you questions, and you'll be amazed at how intuitive this whole process is, and how seamlessly you can respond to some of these questions. But your next question, I really want to get into before the computer dies. How long do people stay on this diet to see some worthwhile change in their health? Many, many months or years. If I can actually do this diet, I worry I will be further removed from my family, and that I won't be able to go to Chipotle or eat out for a very long time. Not true at all. Okay, so I'm so glad you asked this question. And as far as length, again, it depends on your commitment, your level of dis-ease, and also your mindset. So I'm of the mindset that the body is a rapidly healing and forgiving machine. And so you just remove the blocks and do right by it, and it knows nothing else but to heal. Chipotle, okay? So this is my favorite thing. I love Chipotle. In fact, if Dr. Morse were to call me right now and say, Chipotle is out for you, Emily, I would say, I'm sorry, we need to break up, but I can't be in love with you anymore. That's how much I love Chipotle. So let me tell you about my cleansing Chipotle meal. So I go in and I start with a bed of lettuce. I skip the beans and rice for now, and then I will do the fajita if I want, obviously skipping the meat, and then tomato salsa, and I'll do guac. If I'm feeling like a gangster, I'll do double guac, so that's my cleansing meal. But then the maintenance meal, I think at some point I will add back beans and rice. And then, if I find that I can't digest it, I'll probably take some digestive enzymes or papaya or something like that. If I find that I can't digest it well, then, then I'll just jump back onto the detox or the cleanse and go into high fruit and that kind of thing. But so your alkalizing Chipotle meal is lettuce, fajita, beans and rice, whatever. I do the brown rice, and then both beans, and then, again, tomatoes and guac and things like that. So it's a decent meal. And then you, at other restaurants, of course, can find some salads. Ask them, tell them that you're vegan, so no dairy. And then always, always, always ask for guac or avocados. I know when I was in training, we got a little bit disappointed, the classmates and myself, on how a lot of restaurants just didn't have avocados and guac, and you're going to want that. And that's where you get that satiety and that nom nom, kind of essence in your meals. So Mexican restaurants are a good option, and Indian restaurants, I've been able to get around that somewhat. So anyways, I'll post more. The computer's about to die. I'm going to post more about how to make this lifestyle sustainable, because it's not meant to stay on forever. I mean, if you feel great eating nothing but fruit, then more power to you. I am going to come back down off the mountain and live amongst the inhabitants of this planet so that I can deliver this message more widespread. So I do plan on adding in some cooked foods, but making raw foods the bulk of my diet, and especially the fruit. Can't say enough about the fruit. So any other questions, please refer to the fundamentals. Make sure that if you're having slip-ups and weak moments, to breathe through it. Don't stress about it. You've got this. You've got support. I have some incredible classmates who have been chiming in on this group and the group that we had before. So thank you so much for all of that, ladies and gents, and really appreciate everybody's efforts in this. And united we stand.